Hold on.
Yo, I'm Mark. How are you doing?
Wait. 10 past 8, eh? Umekuja muda mpata. Emma, hello.
Yo, how are you doing?
Fine, how are you? Sorry, I've been. Sorry, you were. Are you hearing me correctly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Good evening.
How are you doing? I thought we were going to meet at 5, but it's fine.
Yeah, but sorry. I wasn't around.
Okay.
Yeah. How
So,
has market?
markets have been there. I think I had two trades this week on GU. I think they're the ones
Okay,
I shared. I think they're the
okay.
ones I shared though. Then, most of the time I've been trading Bitcoin and mostly futures, crypto, because a lot of
Mm,
action has been going on in the crypto market.
mm,
So, yes, I traded GU this week, but I took most of my trades on Bitcoin. I think I shared the two trades. There's this, then some sell, you know.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, but most of my setups have been on the Bitcoin side because of what has been going on. And the Forex market hasn't really been rewarding that much. I don't know if I asked God boy, but uh yeah, that's literally what has been going on. And
And
the dollar's
it's
been
been packed up.
it hasn't really been that good.
Yeah.
Of
Mm,
course, the dollar's gained strength in the past week.
mm,
We've been having that uptrend for some time now, but I've been trading, catching up. Yeah, but
mm,
you can even see like I used to have only three, like there would be like five here, maybe two GBP USD charts, then the XY and Bitcoin. But now there's a lot going on. There's a lot going
mm.
on over this side. But as well, I
Mm.
always check on GBP. At times, the setups are not really you know. But it's
Okay.
the same old analysis. Only that nowadays you don't have to. You're supposed to trade in line with the trend mostly, because at least trend
Yeah.
traders are benefiting a lot. It's not as
Mm,
easy as the scalping we used to have. Nowadays, you have to follow. Once you get one setup and it's in line with the trend, it tends to play out very well. And if you go back and retest like backtest most of it, they're just trend setups. Like you get one trend, you go with it, and it changes, and it tends to follow that trend thing. It's not like those days where we had that choppy market where you'd scalp it easily and would respect almost every zone. Now
mm.
things have really changed a bit, but
Okay.
still do the same analysis on for the crypto for the forex side. you know, the same tools, only that the mindset is different. Because you can see when the trend lines work, maybe there are a few tools that maybe are adjusted and stuff like that. But it's the same trend line. Now here, maybe I would anticipate a short, because of this. So literally,
Mm,
it's just the same things that I used to look out for. Only
okay.
that nowadays I focus more. There's a week where there are 2 weeks I didn't share analysis, and I think since August I haven't been posting that much
You've
since
been quiet. Lots of quiet.
yeah, since August um I haven't really done a lot of posting. I think the last video I posted was in July. Yeah, but
Okay.
the reset happens. I have people always reach out to me and ask me why I no longer post, but I'm down there grinding. Like I keep trading
Ah
slowly by
man, you
slowly.
you made about 30M this weekend, this Friday.
Yeah, I had good setups on Bitcoin. In fact, there is nothing new about what happened on Bitcoin. Like
Mm,
it's just analysis. You can even see most people say this is disorganized, right? But this is literally how. I called the setup, you know.
Yeah.
And there is a chart that I shared. Did I think I'll share it with you. Like I had this
Okay.
setup on I shared it in the Telegram. I had
Okay.
this setup on before with this head and shoulders.
Mm.
Even appears here the most. So this dip, I didn't also expect a dip, but it just happened to happen when I'm in the market because
Because
I
of
had
Trump's news.
yeah, Trump's thing.
Okay.
And I think the exchanges also had a hand in it, but it
Mm.
wasn't really something new. Now for cryptos, of course, there are other tools that I use to follow the money, to follow what people are doing. It's not only technicals, but it has to do a lot with the technicals also, you know.
Mm.
And also it's just psychology. Now currently I'm in a buy. I entered the buy from here and I added
Okay.
positions. I entered the buy from around this point and then I added more positions when I saw it had broken out. I add more positions here. But it's just the same technicals, head and shoulders, stuff like that. You can see it's just literally what I trade, demand zone here, and then just add more entries here, market rewards. And this is an uptrend. So it's
Um,
just the same things, like, but of course, crypto, there are things you add, like there are different
how
tools
do
I
you
use.
see how do you easily see a heads and shoulders?
I think it just happens for me, it just happens for me. Now, like here, let me just show one. It just happens for me. Like here, I can easily spot it. Most times, the first thing I do is zoom out, you know, that's the head and shoulders.
You
So
mostly catch it on what time frame? The 1 hour or the 15 or the 4 hour?
uh, that's the advantage of top-down analysis. So when I come here, like to this time frame, let's just make this thing more organized. Looks this organized. So for example, like if I come to the 4 time frame, of course I'm going to first zoom out and see the whole story. Like I want to get the whole story of how everything was. Then of course I'm going to try to zoom in and get a clear picture currently. Now like here, I easily spotted that
Mm.
head and shoulder still. Because this was an uptrend and I saw it from here because it had already said a breaking structure. So the first thing I look out for is uh some structure break or was a new higher high formed. Now like here I looked
Mm.
at this as the last I put so many lines by the way. I just remove them
Okay.
at times. I'll just mark out this point. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I clicked. Click the head and shoulders too. Now, like this one, I'll just mark out that point and I know if it bounces around. So if it goes back in, I know it's going to close maybe lower. That's when I be looking out for head and shoulders. But even though I come and find it and it has already happened, I can just mark it out. I don't use this tool, but I just want to show you the exact points I considered. But I think I shared
Okay.
this whole thing in uh my X page. Yeah. So this was the shoulder that I considered. And at the end of the day, I just spot them on any and the bigger the time frame, the more I see to it that this thing is going to work out really good. Some people would
Okay.
consider this one, you know. So to me, that's the head and shoulders. Like the head and shoulder, it's not about the pattern; it's about the market structure in that place. Like what is the market structure saying? If it has failed to break
Mm.
above, let me just be deleting these things. I had a losing setup too, by the way, like last week, and it really
Okay.
wiped me clean. But I came back and recovered it. So you can see that it's just the market structure. Yes, I'd even mapped out this point here. Maybe it's on a lower time frame. But
Okay.
the initial one would be this one here. This one here, like this point here.
But they take profit.
No, like the initial structure, like the initial structure I'd mark out. But this is the 4 time frame. I'm going to show it to you in the 1 hour. So I,
Okay.
I just mark out those points like 4 hour had given me the head and shoulders. But if you come to the 1 hour, it's going to give you like more basic structure. Like just look at what the market was printing. And at that stiff trend line shows that the trend is about to easily break, like these stiff trend lines. If they're so stiff, it means all you have to do is just wait for it to break that stiff trend line because it's going to give you a powerful move, like always. And most times
Actually,
if you're playing a very stiff
I
trend
also
line,
kind of had that same trend line actually.
yeah, like I
Mm.
just like stiff trend line. They
The
decide
more
so fast.
steep it is, the more likely it's going to break.
Yeah, like and when it breaks, the move is always powerful. Like let me just pick up
Okay.
this Hector. Yo, I
Yeah,
might
I'm
call you back.
hearing you.
Meeting. Hi. So I was saying,
Mm.
you're getting me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So like once you have that stiff trend line, it gives you like basis for your trade. Now, me, there's one thing I realized about trading demand and supply. Like once you get a point, for example, you see this point, this one here. Of course, on the 15 minutes, it's going to appear better, but I want to just break it down. It works on all time frames. In fact, all my strategies are for all time frames, apart from the entries. So, like you see this point, if I see such a huge move break that point, all I have to do is wait for that pullback to a point where it has left
So
like a
that
demand
point.
zone here, like a supply zone here, you know. Like all that's all I have to do. But I wouldn't wait for it to really touch that box because market is an area. So that's why
Mm.
I would short from here and I would just wait for it to come back here and I would short again because this was a trend line part. May I missed this one, missed this third touch, and the fourth touch was really a nice one. And that's the engulfing that you see that I used to enter.
Mm.
This engulfing. So even on the 15 minutes, there's a much better engulfing. You know, there's always a much better engulf. You can see it's here. Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
It's this one. So and I consider to enter that trade. So me, it's structure. Like structure is what speaks a lot. It literally speaks. It says so much for a trade. A lot. I had another short on Bitcoin. Leave alone this short. There is this second one that most people had already got the news that the market is dumping. Just look at how the market came back to that structure. At first, I expected it to give us a very stiff pullback, maybe even touch this area. It didn't. It just stopped on this one, you know. And I don't trade those fair value gaps. Maybe there is one here. I don't know. I don't even know how they work. But literally, it's structure that speaks nowadays a lot.
So,
Speaks a lot for
be,
the market.
okay.
You know.
So
Now,
before we
yeah,
go any further, um, do you take demand and supply as support and resistance, or for you catch those demand and supply zones in a different way? Because I'm not getting that demand and supply, the upper one up.
no, now you see, like my demand and supply zones is I only consider where momentum is. I don't consider maybe those minor ones. I don't even know a lot about the demand and supply strategy. You know,
Mm.
like let's get a there's a Bitcoin chart that uses brokers. This one, it's slower. I think it's on 13K, the others on 15, but it
Yeah.
catches up on Monday. So now, like
Okay.
you see, if I'm getting a movement to the downside, for example, like let's use a current one, and let's use 15 because I've seen it on the 15. This chart is slower. Now you see, for example, if we have this movement to the upside, and then I identify three momentum candles. Yeah, for example,
Okay.
there is this one, and this one. There are three,
Mm. Yeah.
you know, and they are showing like movement to the upside. Now, of course, this one was a risky one, but I would take it. Most times I like the ones that break. For example, there's this one here. Even though they're not three
Okay.
like big candles, but this last candle here, this one,
Mm.
they don't like meet the full qualification, but you see how they are like big and they break above like this structure here. Like they break above this structure. So if I get this
Okay.
movement to the downside, like if I get the movement from here to the downside, I would just be looking at this point. I wouldn't consider this support and resistance structure. It's what you are looking at. I'll just consider the demand and supply structure because it would gain me more. But in this case, this one has already retested this one, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, let's just take this example that happened here. It slightly broke above this one here. It slightly broke above this point by an inch or less than an
Okay.
inch. So you see how it formed momentum candles and continued going up, but it left this point. So I just mark out
Yeah.
this point here and I wait for the market to come back. And this would be
Mm,
my nice entry point for the upside. Now this is the 15-minute time frame, the time frame I use for entering, you know. And most times I want to trade it in line with the trend, like the side I see momentum on. It's so risky
mm,
because of course you're going to find other supply zones like this one here, like this is it. So immediately it broke a little just above. I started thinking otherwise. And if I show you my entries, most of my entries were around here. Some of them were around here when the market had broken above this supply zone. But I was already thinking in line with the trend because this structure had been broken here, to the upside. So I just consider this as a rectangle, like this rectangle pattern,
that
and
whole
then we have the
space.
yeah, as the
Okay.
continuation. Yeah. Now,
Okay.
just for Bitcoin, for me, it's just where is the trend? What has it broken? And stuff like that. That's aside the other tools that I use, like for
Because
following.
mostly on Bitcoin, you don't usually use a whole strategy. You get some that
Oh
you
no,
don't
I
use.
no, I use the psychological levels. Man, they hold a lot of significance. Like they
Yeah.
play. Look at where Bitcoin stopped for this one. Like literally, look at this point where it stopped. This is like close. How do I put this? Yeah. Like if I double tap and I just change it to 0.3, like 0.300, and I make it 103,000, and I also change the zeros. I think literally it just came close to that and bounced. Like I use it. I use psychological levels as take profit zones. Because man, for Bitcoin you're dealing with like real money. Like people are considering those prices. And that's why when you see, oh, Bitcoin broke this level, they don't send you I don't know, you don't have that app, but they are send you, oh, Bitcoin broke 113, 114, 115, 116. They don't send 116, 500, stuff like, I mean, 500. They don't send that shit. They just
Mm,
bring like what's what's obviously there, like at that point. Now, for example,
okay.
this bounce off was at this one was 10. Where's 10? Let me just click and get the 10. I still use the strategy, like, but for here, you just have to know like how that thing is moving. Like you see how it bounced off here, and this is an area. I use the same strategy still, like literally, but for Bitcoin, I think at a much faster rate, because Bitcoin moves so fast, so you're not going to wait for something supposed to move like fast with it. And yeah, don't you see I added psychological levels of recent? Like this is a recent
Mm,
chart because one time I was trading during the weekend and I realized this chart is slow. You know, you can see it's slow.
okay.
It only comes faster after
It's
after
behind.
March. Yeah, it's kind of behind on weekends. You know,
Mm,
it's behind on weekends. So yeah, but literally it's
okay.
a structure everywhere. It's a structure. To me, look at this Solana. I had a trade on it a few days ago, and this is what I was telling you about. Just look at that trend line and look at when it broke. You know,
Wow.
look at when it broke. Literally, so just the break, the retest that came back,
It
and
even gave many opportunities for entries.
yeah, before the shot, before this
Yeah.
dump, it gave so many opportunities for entries when it was going up. Like to me, trend
Mm,
lines work. Many people don't say they work, don't work, but now this one, this specific one, it wasn't respecting. It wasn't giving those clear buying, like demand zone to demand zone. It was just following trend lines. Like
mm,
literally, let me show you on this side of it. I think it didn't come back to any demand zone. It was just following trend lines and fibs. Like I study the charts,
Mm,
like before I trade the trend that is in, I study what it's doing. Now, if
mm,
one is expecting fibs a lot, then I'm going to go for the fibs. I'm going to leave out these zones. And
mm,
if I'm to change my mindset, like, oh, the trend has changed, it has to break this demand zone. Like you see here, I mark them out. They are not useless. I really mark them out. And if I had, let me say, counter trend line here, this one here, this would be the stiff one. You know,
mm,
this would be the stiff one. So if I had one like this and it breaks, now this one I wouldn't have gotten the sell. But my mind would start thinking otherwise because we have levels that are broken. Like we have these levels that are broken. In fact, this whole part is broken. And also, when it broke above here and then started retracing, I started thinking, oh, it has failed to create a clear high. Now, what I was just waiting for is it to break um this point. And once it did, I realized the trend had changed. Yeah, it was just accumulating. And of course, I scrolled. I don't know, it's not as accurate how it as as it was, but I had something like that. You know, I had something like that, and it's what I used for. No, it was literally this. Actually, it was a demand zone, and
mm,
it's what I literally used to get some sales here. Only that I closed them much early and I didn't trade the retest of this because I missed it out. But that was clear confirmation. You know, I didn't trade the retest here, but there's clear confirmation actually. And of
mm.
course, this buy, I got this buy too, this one here, because of some stuff called harmonic. Some stuff called harmonic patterns. This was the D, then I got the buy, then I wasn't really interested in Solana that much. But to me nowadays, it's structure. Like down here, you're going to get many heads and shoulders. Up here, you're going to get something like head and shoulders. You know, I don't know if you're seeing them.
Yeah, 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 I can see them.
Yeah, like literally just there. I think it just nowadays it's easy for me to see them. I don't know why, but I think practice. And then this one even gave us a retest here. So this one is plus inverse. You know, and there is one also here. So someone would say, "Oh, it's not," but to me, it is like literally is. Only that it has two touches to the bottom. But to me, I would consider it one for that should. So, because when I bring it smaller, you can see that it tries to form it. Nowadays, it's easy for me to spot them. But man, you see, the advantage with structures, crypto is fast. As I was telling you last time, you literally trade like me. Like if you get like yes, you can trade the forex part of it, but crypto like gives structures, most especially Bitcoin. And if
Yeah,
you get them,
that's why I wanted to know more about that structure, supply and demand, psychological levels, all that shit. Because nowadays, FX nowadays it's a bit sometimes it's not really, you lack setups because of the trend where it's going to. So I wanted to switch now sometimes to crypto. So I wanted to know more about it, more about how you take it.
now like you see with crypto, like once you analyze Bitcoin and you
Mm,
see them faster before all these
mm,
other players, like before they confirm the move, you're going to kill it
mm,
because imagine you see such a buy before even Bitcoin moves. You just go and long these ones. Like you analyze Bitcoin, and even though you don't have the funds to trade BTC, you come to these ones,
mm.
Solana, Ethereum, all these other coins that are in like top 30 on coin market cap. They're going to move
Okay.
like they'll follow Bitcoin and then they move like bigger. Bitcoin does 0.5% or 1%. For them, they move 5%, 10%, you know.
They move almost double, triple.
Yeah, they more than triple, you know. So once you see a move on bit, you come and just long these ones with with leverage, of course. If you're not doing sport and you just see it and like, of course, at times you hit like uh stop loss, but the number of times you're going to make money is diverse. Now you can see Bitcoin has moved. This is the move, literally. This is the move, you know. And what are the rest doing? The rest, all the cryptos apart. Oh, this is a new one. This thing gave me a loss last week, like twice. I was trying to buy it, then I missed out on this.
Okay.
I missed out on this, and I tried buying, but it just continued. Now I'll say, Bitcoin buys like here. Look at all this. Solana is doing the same. Like the structure is almost the same. Look at that. Then you look at Ethereum. Look at I see that same pattern. Like literally, oh, paper has
Yeah.
overmoved like 11%. Damn. Hey, TRX. Look at just the same pattern. Like So imagine you have like three that you're in. I have I have some positions, right? I have on Doge and on a coin called Pingu currently. But I'm
You
also in,
you put them on Binance. You place them on Binance.
yeah, Binance, OKX. Like it depends on like if it's long term, I use OKX. Like TRX now, I have to look for position. Like long term, maybe I'll do some analysis on structures or something like that. Like maybe a break and retest or a fall back to like this one, and then I long it long term.
Okay.
For this one, I trade it long term because it has at times it does that huge movement without retracement. Then if I'm going short term, that's Binance. Like Binance is where I have to eat like from. It's where I eat from. So the ones I go like short term, you know,
Mm.
I buy and sell. BNB has already recovered.
So
So
most of the coins that you choose, you always choose most of these ones that are on your right hand side of your screen. Those ones are you always get the ones that are in mostly top 30 because there are ones that are I got, but they move a bit slow. They don't have much momentum.
yeah, no, like top 30 is for now. But if you want volatility, there are some that are below like top 200, like below top 200, and they don't really follow a lot of Bitcoin. They
Mm,
just they try to follow technicals, but not really that much. But these ones in top 30, top 40, top 50, they follow the technicals at times. You know, at times they just they follow technicals. But now you can see that this one is kind of slower. It's kind of slower compared to the others.
okay.
It's fast. Yeah. So
But there are even some that you have there that I don't even know. Where did you get all of them?
yeah, coin market cap. Just go to I always come to coin market cap. Then at times I choose randomly. Like I can see a coin on X and people are talking about it.
Do
Now
I
like
need to know the volume that how much people have how much people have do I need to know their volume and plus their market cap because
no,
there are some
you
that have low market caps which I think are not even good to trade in or something of that sort.
yeah. But you see, another thing is the crypto you have to like keep your eyes on the ground, like because there are a lot of fundamentals, you know, like
Mm,
a lot of fundamentals. So what you do? Oh, we have 10 minutes, but anyway, what you do like for these ones, just go to CoinMarketCap and scroll. These are the ones you see on top, as long as they starts with Bitcoin, because you don't really know a lot about it, but you can see that these ones at least are following. You can see they're trying to follow the same pattern. Now, the ones that come
yeah.
like this side of top 200 and stuff like that, like, after this, it's not really that
Mm,
much of, for now, they're doing that because of what happened, crypto crash. But after that, it's just you're on your own. It's just you and your technicals plus what the coin is doing. You don't hold for long. you just stay in for a short time. And now, like for example, there are coins that are this side that I don't really hold for long. You know, I don't really do a lot. I'm just in and out, in and out, in and out. But the ones that I trade like mostly, and it's just strategy. I divide them into, I can see that this coin is good and I can just now like the first thing that I want to do is I want to check if it's on Binance on OKX or where it's listed so that I know what to do for it. And I want to see,
Okay.
I go and see the chart. Like how has it been? Has it been respecting structures and stuff like that? I try to do
Mm,
analysis on it, and if it's good for trading, I'll go and look for it and get a setup and go in for it. And if it's not, there's some that just be in one place playing around. I don't go for that. Now, for example, I've never heard of this coin. It's called
synth
SNX,
synthetics.
yeah, synthetic. So I click in it and I see which markets it's in. If it's on Binance or my internet is slow. Like I click in it and what's happening? Can you see? Yo,
Yeah, I can see.
all right.
Yeah,
So
Emma, I can hear you.
all right. So I come back here. I think my internet is messing up. But I click this plus sign here and I search for it here, SNX. Still, they'll bring the platforms it's on TradingView. I think it's on Binance. It's here. So I open it up.
Okay.
I open it up after finding it. I must search under crypto because you may find an index called SNX. So I see it as added here and
Which internet
I
are
can
you using? That's shit.
I Savannah man. I left my former place to use Rock. So you can see that this one is respect has even bounced off of supply zone.
Mm,
And you can see there is a lot going on with it, like literally. If you see in the past, it's not that you have to do analysis on it anyway, you know. You do analysis and you know if you can trade it or not. Now this one I'll just wait for a slight pullback, maybe to a flip area and try to buy it up again. For now it's too late to buy in. Let's just wait for that refreshment.
mm.
Maybe half of it and I go with a small leverage. Yeah, that's how I trade those crypto things. And in that group I don't even post a lot because man, guys don't like man, I'm speaking alone. So I decided to just fast through my
People are kind of quiet. People are kind of quiet. But I was suggesting this, huh? Can you always find time over the weekend?
I can create time.